Hey, good morning. I have with me today real estate colleague, longtime superstar in real estate, and good friend from a couple companies ago, Javier Guerrero. Good morning, Javier. How you doing?
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Fantastic. Hey, it's
Good,
great
good.
to get some time with you, and I know you and I want to talk a little bit about your real estate business and how you came to join eXp. But let's go back a little bit. Tell us about where you
Sure.
grew up and how you're raised and how you got in Southern California.
Uh, my parents are originally from Mexico, and they moved here. We actually lived in over in Cypress Park in LA. And when I was 5 years old, made our way over to West Covina, and I've been here ever since. And grew up here in West Covina, and what is it? 45 years now. So
Wow. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at Edgewood High School in West Covina, a good baseball school. No longer, well, I shouldn't say it's not no longer in existence, but the school that was Edgewood High School was closed down for a couple years. A lot of them seemed like a lot of the parents weren't moving out of the area, so there wasn't a lot of kids, so they combined the two high schools, and now they've reopened it again because there's enough kids to support two schools now.
And what's Edward's nickname?
I'm sorry? The
What's
Edgewood? Oh, Edgewood was the Trojans.
The Trojans. Fight on.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, the Trojans. Yeah,
You know me all about the Trojans. Very nice.
exactly.
So what did you do before real estate?
I got right out of high school. I went into banking. I got a job at the Old Home Savings, which then became
Wow.
American Savings, and it became, which is now Chase at the end of the day. Got a job there when I was 18, and went to. I started in the savings side, and I ended up going to new accounts where I built relationships. I was doing good. I was actually acquiring a lot of accounts. People were coming in asking for me.
Nice.
And a lender friend of mine asked me one day, "Hey, if anybody asks you, can you refer them to me?" And we'll start a little bit of referral business, setting that up. And so I started doing that. He started getting more clients. He told me, said, "Hey, why don't you get into the loan business? It seems like everybody that I talk to you likes you." And so I said, I don't know. We'll take a look at it. And then he hooked me up with one of his friends in the mortgage broker industry. And so I got into it right then. What was it? I was probably 21,
Wow.
22 years old.
Wow.
And I had a small stint at In-N-Out for three or 4 months. And then I went from In-N-Out over to a mortgage industry.
Which In-N-Out you work at?
I worked at the In-N-Out in Buena Park. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I always tell myself that if I wasn't in real estate, I'd be working at In-N-Out.
Wow. Yeah, they're a great company. We used to have somebody in our company who was like the HR person there, and they always had a good way of treating people and helping people grow.
Sure.
So, yeah.
What I got from that, I mean, obviously the training that I got at Home Savings was good in customer service, learning how to ask questions, get people's needs. But the customer service at In-N-Out is they have a very high standard as well. And that's what I carried over. I mean, even though I was there 3 months, I thought to myself, wow, this company is really, really well run. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that.
So what prompted you to go from loans and the savings industry into real estate? How did you become a real estate agent?
So I was a loan officer for 6 years. My brother is also a loan officer. He's my loan officer as well still. And we were both doing loans. And we kept getting referrals, and people kept coming to us, "Hey, can you guys help us get a home?" And so my brother and I would refer them to a real estate agent, and it always seemed that real estate agent just dropped the ball. They just never carried it through. So my brother and I made a business decision for me to go into the real estate side, and then that way we could keep it, and I could take care of him the way I expected them to be taken care of, and it just
Wow.
ended up working out that way, and it's been working out well.
You know, I started the business with my brother as well, and I went from, he was with Great Western at the time, an adjustable lender, and I went to a fixed rate lender, and we kind of work each other, referrals back and forth as well. So I think I shared that with you. And I don't think I ever knew that about you. It's interesting that we both have a relationship with our brothers in business, which is special, right? It's special to have that kind of relationship.
Sure. And it's funny you bring that up, because he was the conventional, or the FHA guy. You know, they did, you know, he worked at American Savings, and then I worked at the broker office where we did everything. And I was terrified of an FHA loan, but I could structure a loan, put it together, and figure out where to put it. Back in the day when you could do that. So it worked well. When he couldn't do the transaction, I was able to put it together and make it happen, which has carried on now into my real estate side, to be able to put deals together, figure out where the money's coming from, how could we do this? And that really helps me on the negotiating process when I'm presenting offers. So it was something that I do look back at, and even to this day, you know, I thank my brother for involving me in everything that we've done.
So tell me, you've had some really good success in real estate. What do you think it is that makes this industry work for you, seemingly to me, so easily? I mean, I'm not saying that you don't work hard at times, but it just seems that certain things happen for you naturally because of who you are and experience. What do you attribute that to?
I think the fact that I treat every transaction as if it were my own transaction. Yeah. And if I'm going to do something for somebody, it would be in their best interest, just as if it was my own. And I've always learned that. Even I coached high school baseball for a while, and I would never ask a player to do anything that I either haven't done myself or haven't experienced it, just so that I can know exactly where they are in the process and know how they're feeling as they're going through it. Right. And to me, I think that that's a very important process. Honesty in what we do, and consistency is the other thing that I can attribute to that.
Now, where'd you coach high school baseball?
Our high school closed down, like I had mentioned. My graduating class was the last year of that high school. And I ended up running into a former classmate, and he was coaching at West Covina High School, so I went back to coach at West Covina. Yeah. Wow.
So, you know, coaching is interesting, because I also coached a Little League. My father was a Little League coach for years. And I think that gives you some skills and leadership, right? Because in some ways, as a real estate agent, we often are coaching our buyers or sellers or the listing or the buyer's agents. We're coaching them what to do through a transaction, in a sense, right?
Yes. Yeah. And in baseball, realistically, in high school, we're coaching them in life. These kids don't know a whole lot, and we're hoping that we lead them in the right direction. And I'm thankful to say that all the kids that we've coached throughout, I was there 12 years. Wow. I'm still friends with a lot of them. David is one of them, and
really,
I stay in touch with a lot of the players still. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, I had no idea. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So look, I'm sorry.
I was saying now they understand. A lot of them are in the business, in our business here, and so they understand. And they ask me, "Man, Coach, how'd you get away at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to go coach us?" You know. So now they're understanding why I was running around and doing things as they were players.
So you and I left the company that you and I met at, and then called you back, and you recently joined eXp. Yeah. And it seems like you're really enjoying it. I see you on different group calls and trainings. Yeah. Tell me about it. What caused you to join, and how's your first few months been with it?
You know, I've been selling real estate since 1997, and I wasn't really even thinking about moving. But when I was introduced to it, and I saw the plan that they have, the plan of action, I should say, to me, that was what made sense. It made sense in my life right now, where I am, and in the decisions that I'm making as of today for me, my family, and moving forward. I was actually, the funny thing is that I had heard about eXp about 5 years ago, and I thought to myself, who is going to join a company, a virtual company at that? how would you not have an office? And then here we are thrown into it with this pandemic. And I think most of us in the industry have realized, you know what, we could do it without an office. Then I went back and realized, when was the last time I had a client come to my office? If it wasn't for me having an escrow company,
Exactly.
I could probably say I've had 3 clients while I was at the previous company. I think I had 3 clients come in, but it wasn't to see me. It was to see the escrow. And
Right.
and honestly, I mean, when we list the house, we actually go to the location, to the house.
Right.
When we show property, we're actually showing the property. So we're never really in our office. And to me, it just made complete sense.
Right. Well, look,
But 5 years ago, it didn't. 5 years ago, I thought he was crazy. I'm like, that's not going to happen.
and less than 30 days, you close your first deal.
Yes. I closed my first deal this Friday. It's great. Yeah. So now I could say I'm part owner of this company now.
Exactly, because part of the deal when you close your first deal, you get stock. So welcome aboard as an owner.
Correct. Thank you. I can speak differently now.
Well, on behalf of the shareholders of eXp, I want to say,
yeah, on behalf of the shareholders.
I speak on behalf of the shareholders because I'm a shareholder too.
You sure?
On behalf of them, we're proud to have you on board and issue the first of many transactions for you. And of course, I'm here to help. Anybody wants to get a hold of you about selling or buying real estate or a career in real estate, how would they get a hold of you?
They could reach me. My cell phone direct number is area code 626-373-5684. Call or text. My email is javier.guerrero@exprealty.com. Pretty much answer everything as I go. As you know, as being when you were my coach, 98% of my business is referral business, and I'm thankful for my clients. I'm thankful for what I do, and I'm thankful that we're able to do what we do and help people in our industry.
Well, that's great.
Really enjoy that.
I'm thankful for the time with you today, Javier. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.